SDLAW deals with a variety of legal niches, including criminal law. Let me tell you about two very interesting criminal matters that I dealt with that can serve as a good warning to law-abiding citizens. The first matter was a case where two young Angolan students found themselves on the wrong side of the law. They are brothers and were renting an apartment in Cape Town. Because they were so busy, they decided to get domestic help. Their father had given them a good amount of US dollars when they came to South Africa, and he topped up their funds every so often. They had a safe and kept the key in what they considered to be a secure place. When either of them needed money, they would simply take a dollar note to exchange into rands. The problem is that the wad of cash was going down and each thought the other was using the money. Then one day, the topic came up and they discovered that neither of them was using that much money. So they went to the police station. They were told that the police could do nothing without evidence, so they should try set a trap. And that's what they did. They counted the money and then waited. The trap worked, and it turned out that the domestic worker had discovered where the key for the safe was kept. Just before she was about to leave, they counted the money and confirmed that there was $100 missing. So they refused to let the domestic worker leave until she returned the money. She denied that she had it. The whole incident was filmed by one of their friends who was there too. They put a bit of psychological pressure on her, and finally she caved in and confessed. She pulled the $100 bill from out of her bra, and then they said she could leave. The episode took a couple of hours, and so it was evening, and they called an Uber for her to get home. But that was not the end. A few days later, the two brothers and their friend were all arrested and charged with sexual assault and false imprisonment. They were devastated. I went to bail them out. These are extremely serious charges and could have completely destroyed their lives if found guilty. It was a hard battle, but eventually I managed to get them off. The domestic worker capitulated and confessed that the charges were false. The moral of the story is that citizens should be extremely careful when there are legal issues at stake. What can seem like a good plan can actually fall foul of the law, or people can place themselves in situations that can actually backfire. Another incident involved a young couple. They arrived back to their apartment complex and noticed a motor vehicle next to their parking bay with the door slightly ajar and the lights on but no one inside the vehicle. Trying to be helpful, they opened the door and switched off the lights. The next thing, the owner of the vehicle banged on their door, and when the man opened the door, he was punched in the face. Charges were also laid against them for theft of an iPhone and iPad. The complainant had managed to get a video recording of them going past the reception. Unfortunately, there was no video footage of the vehicles, so it was impossible to deal with that aspect and disprove the charge right off. But when they entered the reception, there was absolutely no sign of an iPad in their possession. This is a classic example of a good Samaritan becoming the victim. The takeaway message is to always try to think about what consequences could follow. It would have been better if they had not gone near the vehicle and left it as it was. Their good deed could have still been done by calling security first, and in that way, they would have avoided becoming embroiled in the matter and of having been falsely accused of theft. This matter was settled out of court though, through mediation. However, it was quite an ordeal for the couple. So think twice before you act, and if you do get yourself into hot water, then do contact me immediately. I have helped lots of clients and I can definitely help you too.